because I don't know. I'm just obsessed with trying my hardest to be original. It's just really fun. To be your authentic self is a beautiful thing, and if the people around you accept you for who you are, that is awesome because you're based. Yeah. And it was so violent. It had my heart racing for like several hours later, and it gave me chest pains for the rest of the week. I felt so much adrenaline.
Or something.
In Connecticut, like we said, finna when we were trying to do something.
We're live, baby.
Yo.
Virtual Slide Jam podcast.
Going down tomorrow, we got the Slide Jam. We just got all these people here with us, and I just love it when you guys are around and you're all hearing us. And like I said,
Is that a song from Timmy B at the last Skate the Cape?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Was it Geschmacked or something? I forget what.
Yep, you got it. Well done. Points already. Core points.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yo, thanks for sliding through. This is the Virtual Slide Jam podcast. Today, we have a special guest hailing from the East Coast, possibly one of the best skaters on the planet right now, Jesse Fabrizio. What's up, Jesse?
Italian stallion.
That was a good intro, Kurt. I like that. Deep voice and everything.
Thanks, bro. Jesse, how you doing, man?
Good, man. I'm seeking refuge in Turner Williams' parents' house right now in the Outer Banks. And I'm safe from the absolute shitstorm that just hit Asheville. Pretty crazy times. God bless.
Yeah.
Made it, and who is safe right now. And all my prayers to the families who are affected by it.
Yeah, man, we're glad to have you here. Still kind of hard to believe that you are able to do this podcast right now, seeing as that literally just happened.
I know. Yeah, I was like, I don't think this is going to happen. I got Wi-Fi in the city and was like, just so you know, I'm only going to have Wi-Fi this day, and then I might not have Wi-Fi for a week. And just letting you know, if I don't get back to you, then we have no water, no power, no Wi-Fi. And if I do, well, then maybe it'll happen. But yeah, we'll see. And so I wanted to do this. So,
For our listeners, we were supposed to do this yesterday, but this bitch of a hurricane came through and fucked up the mecca of longboarding, which is where Jesse lives, Asheville, North Carolina, which I'm on a family vacation right now. And everyone's just talking about, have you heard about Asheville? Have you seen the pictures? So fucking nuts. Glad you're okay. Glad we're still able to do this. Thank you.
Yeah, if you guys need help cleaning up roads, I'm pretty free in November. Maybe I'll come out there and help clean up some shit.
Hopefully it'll be clean before then.
Right? I want to earn my runs if they're still there.
Yeah,
that help run.
51 got hit up in the mountain. We were shooting 22s in the woods off the side of the road. And man, it was so covered in tree fall. Part of the road slid off a little bit. A shame, but it was the road was intact, but right at the edge wasn't. And if you looked around the side, you could see under the road had fallen.
Damn.
And yes, the road's ready to go next for sure.
Be careful skating roads.
Yeah.
You don't want that shit to fall out from under your feet.
It'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, you don't want a sudden kicker. That's going 40 miles an hour.
It could set up some cool new opportunities for some ramps, right?
Will Royce would be stoked.
Yeah.
New skate spot unlocked.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So Jesse, wanted to give you a quick intro to our guests that don't know who you are. First, you're the winner of the Virtual Slide Jam 3, which was the whole United States. So you hold the title for the best slide jam rider in the whole US of A. You won the Oaxaca Slide Jam in Puerto Rico, I believe. Is that correct?
In February.
And you just blow up the internet and the social media with ton of never been done tricks, slides, your smooth style, and just you're just the ultimate longboarder where you can street skate and ride really fast and do all kinds of slides and tricks. It's really been a treat watching you come to the scene the past 3 years. You skate like I dream that I want to be able to skate. So it's really great to have you here. And is there anything else I'm missing on your, I know you have a long list of accolades. So if I'm missing anything that you want to highlight, please tell us.
Switch God.
Oh, you guys are really sweet. Thank you. That means a lot that y'all think that highly of me. Yeah, it's definitely, I just want to say this first and foremost. No matter what my abilities are, anybody's capable of learning anything if you push yourself to get to that point. The ability that I'm at now did not come overnight. It's taken me years to get to where I'm at. I honestly like to learn things really slow. I take my time. I don't want to get hurt. Skating should never be your number one goal. It's super important for any young ones listening out there. Sponsorship is not everything. Accolades are not everything. Take care of yourself first and foremost. But if we do want to talk about accolades, I'm very proud of. I got MVP at San Mas when I was 17. That was like a huge moment for me. It kind of brought it into realization that I could achieve my goals if I really put my mind to it. I also got first place tech slide that year. In the years before it, I had podiumed 3 times on 2 different years at the race there. And just various outlaws, winning those, and just I love racing just as much as I do tech and free ride. I mean, I'm pretty small. I'm pretty light. I only weigh like 130, 140, and I'm only 5'5". So
damn, you're light as a feather.
Just in case anybody out there is wondering, like my size.
But winning races, so like obviously that proves that weight and density don't really win races.
Yeah, most of my wins have been at this one hill called Fox Tits in Boone. It's on Beach Mountain, and we call them Brixtons. Every time we have a Brixton, it's on this one road, and it's just 3 pins back to back, and it's perfect for me because I'm light and I could grip way harder than anyone else there. So it's just made for me, and I'm good at pumping off the start, and we always do gravity starts. So
gotta choose your battles.
Yeah.
Carefully.
Other races I just do terrible at. I've just been doing so bad. But
so Jesse, what came first for you? Was it kind of sliding or racing?
Yeah, kind of sliding, but with the intention of racing. And it was really, I started on a street deck, and then as I pushed around my town and, kind of got comfortable on a street deck because my cousins were into longboarding because everybody wanted to go to college and they wanted to push around longboards on the campus. I was like, oh, college party girls, whatever, drinking. I was like, fuck yeah, let's get longboards. And so I couldn't afford one yet. So I just had a little Spitfire or World Industries street deck, like full setup my dad got. And then when I was 8 years old, I started to actually ride it. Basically, so between 6 and 8 is when I got my board and then started riding it. And then I looked up a video and saw James Kelly doing downhill on Sonora. It was like a Tyler, the Creator song. I'm sure a lot of people know that video.
Most likely, yeah.
And that inspired. That's how I got into longboarding. And
through James Kelly.
Yeah, just seeing him, and then it was kind of like it was all encompassing. The second I saw that, I saw Sergio Yuppie and Mike Virgin and Patrick Switzer, and they all inspired me, and I wanted to do everything all at the same time, and I never wanted to limit myself to anything because that's just the type of kid I was.
That's rad. Who turned you on to these videos?
It was my best.
How did you?
My buddy Chris from.
So he kind of had like the DL on all the good riders.
He lived down the street from me. I just met him randomly one day pushing down the road, and he had a little like flip phone that he like put my number down on. I saw him down the street, and I like was like, oh, a longboard. It looks like a Tantian. And so I was riding my little assault board, and I did like a heel side 180, just like pushing along the flat and like 180 back cross passive. You do longboarding? And I was like, yeah, man, you do too. And he just took my number down. We met up like the next day, and he taught me how to Coleman Pendy in like 10 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, he showed me videos and inspired me, and we learned switch toes together. And then when I got better at switch toes, he stopped trying them, and then he started pushing me to race faster, and he was always faster than me. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse, I want to ask, what age was this that all this kind of happened, where you learned your Coleman slides, and did that progression never stop when you got started?
So between 8 and 13, I was doing downhill and street skating, and I had nobody to skate. Here and there, one or two guys. And then like a small group of friends wanted to do it, but never got into it, pushed around with me. And between 8 years old and 13 years old, I did everything by myself. And then I met Chris when I was 13. And then what was your next question?
I guess from there, he was like, did you ever like stop longboarding? Was there ever a gap, or were you hooked from the start and just kept progressing?
17 years.
17 years nonstop. That's awesome.
Wow, that's impressive, Jesse.
I had much of a reason to just
start me up.
And you grew up in Connecticut, and I think you sent us a link to one of your videos where I can kind of see your hometown hill, which looked just perfect. And you lived at the top, and your friend lived at the bottom. Can you just kind of fill us in on what your day-to-day life was like during growing up and just progressing with your friend?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was just all throughout middle school to 18. So from 13 to 18, I had skated that road almost daily. And I would just like get up in the morning on the weekend, and we would go out and we'd skate that. And then we would push like 10 miles down the road, and we would go and skate like a big grip run. And then like a mile from there, we would go and skate a cemetery and practice our slides. And then we'd find a steep straight, and we'd practice switch toes.
So yeah, we were just kind of saying, you had like the perfect sparring partner, like kind of like the dream longboard scenario. You had a buddy, and you guys just pushed each other, and you actually knew what longboarding was at an early age and knew to do switch toes. That's awesome.
Yeah, and this was like way back when, like, 2014, 2015, it wasn't that big really well, I guess it was that big to be pushing yourself like that, but at the same time.
But the level of tricks and slides, like, I don't remember like switch toes even being, it was a lot of like glove down slides back then for sure.
Yeah. I was also really young too, so a lot of this stuff was super intimidating to be like 14 years old and trying to switch toes with no one to teach us but ourselves. And we had two mentors, Pito and Tony, who grew up in Puerto Rico, and they went to Oaxaca and competed and did very well. And they had super crazy like connections with people in the downhill scene, like Byron and Kevin Reimer, and they get gear that was like, oh my gosh, like you have these wheels, the race wheels, and all this unreleased stuff.
So you really plugged into the scene at like an early age. That's really cool. No, not really.
Not at all. Like guys, really like I knew Mike Blackman, and like he was plugged in for us. Like some people probably, I don't know, maybe laugh at that because Mike never really got out. And like not a lot of the Connecticut people really ever got out. Like nobody left Connecticut, but like me and nobody really.
What?
That's the hard part of. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Wait, what drove you to leave?
Yeah, what drove you to leave Connecticut and like go explore and find new spots, new communities?
Definitely just Griffin Adams. He's a really good friend of mine who I skated with from 2016 all the way until now. He moved to Asheville 2 years before I did. He was in Boone, then in Asheville. Yeah, I just was like, I'm not doing anything in Connecticut. I don't want to be somewhere I can't skate that good of hills. And I wanted to progress so badly. I wanted to experience what real hills and real community was like, because it's been my goal the whole time.
That's a good goal to have. And I can relate to that because I've had similar situations where like I felt like big fish, small pond.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to be with people who are better than I am and hills that actually challenge me. So before you went to Asheville, did you kind of have like an idea of like what other spots were like and how it was outside of your own little zone? And how did you kind of like come around to learning that?
Yeah, so 2016, around the time that I got my car, and then finally start to travel, 2016 on, I just started to go to progressively bigger and bigger hills. And so between 2016, 2017 was like, Griffin would come to me, I would go to Griffin, constantly like, let's keep on going farther and exploring more and finding better stuff. And then we kind of pushed our way into upstate New York, and just skated Woodstock all the time. Tons of Woodstock rips in the Catskill Mountains. And that was a great time. That really helped me progress. And then I had the
downhill runs in Woodstock. There's some good downhill runs in Woodstock.
Yeah, dude. Yep. Crazy. Didn't know that. And they're all really close together. There's like a seemingly perfect loop that you can hit on a bunch of hills out there that are all perfect pavement. And some getting repaved that might be the best roads in the Northeast, maybe better than Burke or the Wizard.
So Jesse, that kind of is a good segue. You've progressed a lot. You were wanting more from the community of your progression. How did you pick Asheville? And tell us before the storm, what is happening in Asheville? Because it just seems like it was the mecca of longboarding, which has shifted all up and down the East Coast. So kind of tell us why you picked Asheville and what's your experience been the last 3 years?
My experience has been pretty good. Everything's kind of fizzled out though. But I don't know. I chose Asheville because of things like this right here. This absolutely massive road that I can just freaking skate all over it, be as creative as I want. Like it's my own little coloring book. I just throw some freaking fat lines down on just a big ass canvas just to be as creative as I want. And that is what really gets me going.
This looks like the perfect road for you.
It was like mostly the hills that really attracted you, right?
Yeah. I mean, and also like, I mean, my father drilled into me like work ethic and just like, it was the most affordable. Asheville right now is the most moved, or North Carolina is the most moved to state in the whole country, because of affordability. It's beautiful. And just accessibility to roads, abundance of roads for skating. It has one of the biggest scenes in the U.S., if not the world, other than probably like Barcelona, or somewhere in Spain. That's kind of where the scene is really blowing up for Europe, at least. And yeah,
very skatable.
Yeah. It's just so it's perfect. Yeah.
So you said it was fizzling out a little?
And yeah. And like, anyways, like everywhere else kind of died. Like nobody skates in California as much as they used to, or anywhere else. Like maybe like LA is like the last place other than like some parts of Northern California, like bus laps are going hard. Big
Bay Area,
all that Bay Area. Yeah.
shout out Bay Sessions too.
Yeah, it's like 2 places in like the whole state of California. Is like, you know, and I wanted to move there forever when I was little, and I was like, I'm not doing that. It's too expensive, and I'm a plumber, so I'm not going there. It sounds ridiculous.
Oregon is on that same tip. Like very few spots are blowing up like how it was back in like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
But the core community is still holding it down. And Jesse,
wow,
this is like the only person I see.
That 270 I just saw was, I've never seen anyone do it that fast. Like I can do those, but they're super slow and they're still sketchy and don't look good. But that was proper and so smooth. And I saw you do a seamless front 3 after doing a huge toe side, I believe. Oh no, it was a huge heel side because you're regular. And it was just, dude, I mean, you're longboarding down these mountain roads like I would snowboard them. The control is insane. And then I used to hate watching raw runs, but you're the first person that I can actually watch the whole thing because you're throwing in these really cool slide tricks in the middle of these like super fast runs, like that 270, and then the front 3 after you just bang this huge corner. Like where did that style and like mentality come from?
Good question.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. It means
it's definitely more entertaining than the average raw run for sure.
Absolutely.
Too. Honestly, I think raw runs are super boring. I think it's not always the best way to catch a skater's ability. I mean, a lot of guys kind of do the same thing. It's all super repetitive. If you're actually going incredibly fast down the road and you really have something to prove, then it's worth doing a follow run. Otherwise, I think follow runs are incredibly dangerous and you should not do them. And it's the reason why this road right here is blown. And I'm sorry to also be a part of that. But and I'm not saying better than anybody else's because of what I did, and it's worth it. I'm just saying it makes us look dangerous. They literally in the town hall showed that follow run. That follow run, like a follow run of Camp Shitty, and said this is reckless because the skater blew lane in the video.
I mean, we're not cars.
About that lane blowing in North Carolina, I swear. It's
I've
seen bikers blow stop signs and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not blowing lane, like if you're blowing lane when there's no car and you can see, what's the issue? Like, so you're not a car, you're a human powered device. You're just having fun.
Exactly.
As long as you're like staying safe and it's crucial.
I don't know. I don't want to be on that part of the topic for the whole time, but I just
fair enough.
Well, actually, this is a great topic just to like touch on because I ran into this a bunch when I was going out like late night missions and we're hitting like these streets and the cops come up on us, and I always had a good way of like, I don't know, like throwing this bullshit face on and just being like talking to the cops and just being like, dude, this is what we're doing. We're trying to be safe. Like, what's your experience talking to law enforcement when you do get caught, and like what would be your tip for a listener to like not get a ticket and to not blow up the spot potentially?
Yeah, good question.
Don't give them shit.
Was this the video that landed you Valkyrie, Jesse?
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Yeah,
you were booking it in this video.
Yeah, you can hit like 60 on this road.
Is that Kenny Knapp's helmet?
No, this is actually Ryder Hathaway's helmet now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotta love a good gold helmet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I had to sell it. I was just broke at the time, and he wanted it, so I was like, "Here, take it." But yeah, I don't know. I was never the best at talking with the cops. Griffin did that a lot for us. I haven't dealt with the cops in a while, and I tend to. The reason why Asheville's kind of slowing down is because nobody goes in the HOAs anymore, and it's just not worth it. Like, yeah, if you're visiting, go ahead. Yeah, check out our spots. Like, please, if you want to take that risk, if you want people to potentially pull guns on you and give you fines and get caught by the cops, and I don't know, there's a lot of risks. Go for it.
So you're saying have a local guide.
that's part of freaking skating. You know, that's what makes it beautiful, honestly, despite the fact that it's fucking gnarly.
You gotta have a time to let it cool down. Like that's just part of the sport, you know?
Yeah. I don't
go skate part, go skate some tech slide, let it chill. Yeah. Come back when it feels right.
But just to answer Rob's question from earlier, he was asking what inspired me, and what made me skate the way I did in that Camp Shitty run was, I guess, just watching like Mark Short. The few videos that he put out were fucking sick.
Yeah, that's insane style.
That was absolutely dirty. Those 360s he did in the there was like 2 or 3 follow runs. It was like he never even came out with anything like that ever again, and that shit was nuts. And I was like, damn, I want to do crazy fast threes. And then Bruno and Toady obviously are the goats of like the most insane skating. Peril Pro is the best videographer on this planet for downhill longboarding. There will never be a better one ever.
There's the man.
They're all the goats. They're the absolute pioneers, and I wanted to be like all of them.
Peril Pro was like fully on fire in that era in which you were coming up. Like I remember that era. He was putting out videos like more than anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Fabrizio.
Who would that
That's
be?
someone in the background.
It's Turner.
Hey, yo, what up, Turner?
Turner Williams in the house. What's up, dude?
Got a special guest.
Longboarding.
Lombo.
All right, stop.
But Jesse, you've been skating some dragons a little bit.
Yeah.
So tell us about how like you've kind of transferred over from skating soft wheels to a little bit harder wheels, and like what that's kind of been doing for you. It's like, I don't know, like what do you skate more of, soft or hard wheels these days?
I've been honestly really in the middle. Like G slides on a longboard is kind of the only way to ride G slides. In my opinion, I think it's a perfect mixture because I want to ride a big board, so I get like a huge standing platform, basically like this, and just have like crazy control because it's so slidey. So I guess hard wheels, but on a big board. Yeah, I like the tiny board, but it's only really good for crazy slow speeds for me, or just really fast blunt slides, or like bigger stuff that's like technical. And like that's fun. Like the bender kind of stuff I like to do a lot. I just never really film any of that. But yeah, I mean it's like if you get it done, it's like cheat codes. You know, this I'd say hard wheeling is really fucking cool.
Could you figure this kind of stuff out like right away when you put hard wheels on your board, or did you kind of have to like go out and like really focus on learning tricks?
Oh, when I was like first starting with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I myself, I feel like I can speak on behalf of some people. Like I put dragons on my board. I can go do like 180s and like check slides and stuff, but all that other crazy shit, like that kind of is still out of my realm. But like, how is it for you? Was it kind of just like, I already know how to do this, I'm going to do it on this way easier, or I just want to try this and hopefully it works?
It took me forever. Absolutely forever. Yeah. It took me years. But the second I got a general understanding of how to lock into blunt slides, how to do 360s, 270s, no taps with the front foot and the back foot. Yeah, basically just all blunt 360 check and no comply variations. You get all 4 of those down, and you can just go to the freaking moon with it.
Amen, brother.
That sounds fun.
Second, learn how to do all of that fast. I had no teacher as well, so that's why it took me freaking forever. But if I did, I would learn it crazy fast, and I would have already, man, I wish, because I would have been way better than I am now.
Jesse is the teacher.
I love to teach.
You got this blog series.
I wish I had made more.
Where you kind of like show people your process of learning tricks. Yeah. And it's pretty freaking cool, in my opinion.
Thank you. Yeah, I just never have any storage, and nothing ever fucking works for me. And my GoPro, I can't get footage off of it on my computer for some reason. My computer's trash. I just never had the money to afford a computer. So yeah, I love this stuff, but I'm
well,
rich for it.
When it comes to money, like you're a pretty good skater, and everyone knows that. Like, have you thought about reaching out to sponsors for like some financial help to like make videos? I mean, I feel like it would be beneficial for anybody who's invested in like this one. Make a video.
I wish that existed. I wish I could get that money. That would be cool.
Yeah. So Jesse, like technically you are the best slide jam rider in the USA. You just won the virtual slide jam. I mean, we don't have any kind of national event to like rank us, but I believe you would be top 3 if there was, if not number 1. So, you know, can you just, for our listeners, list off your sponsors, tell us, you know, you're a plumber. Just tell us what it's like being an actual sponsored rider.
Don't do it, kids. It's not worth it.
I mean, what can it hurt though, right? Like you're already working anyways.
That was such a real answer, Jesse.
I'm not trying to do anything extravagant. Like, I think it'd be a waste of time if you didn't do what makes you feel good. And when people say, like, I had one of my homies tell me, oh yeah, but if you want to own a skate company, you need to be a sellout. Bro, that hurts so much because you're just so dumb. Like, leave it that way. I love doing what I do as a job and taking it seriously because I have the capacity to handle that. And if you don't, you won't like, but you will only know once you try it. And so no matter what, your job's going to stress you out. So it might as well be something you enjoy doing. And if it makes you not love it anymore, then you just don't love it anymore. And I don't think it's particularly because you turn that into a job. Nate Blackburn's been doing it for years. I'm sure he's burnt out. We all get burnt out doing a job. But I have a good work-life balance and skate balance of, working in the realm of skating, being a co-owner of Based Boards. I'm not just a rider. I also partially own the company. Valkyrie, I definitely had a good say in some of the things that Evan does. He definitely takes me and the rider's opinion into consideration when it comes to making gear, as the same goes for all of his riders. Powell Peralta, I'm very proud to be a rider for Kevin. It means a lot to me. I hope to see many more years of being able to ride for them. And I had Dank-Ass Distro, but I don't know what he's doing right now. I haven't been in contact with him for months. And then I guess Brooklyn Cloth was another one. It was a clothing company. But really that was, that's it for sponsors for me.
So Jared, you're also a sponsored rider who's kind of been doing it for a while. Like, do you have any like shared experience with Jesse that could maybe like, I don't know, help level the playing field in today's market and like kind of figure out, what is a role of a sponsored rider? Because I feel like if things blow up, which they could, skateboarding comes in waves, like the people who are there on the team, their role becomes much more important and more prominent. So in this time now where potentially skateboarding could blow up, could not, but it might. What's a person who's on the team's like, what should their focus be?
I guess you should focus on man, that's a good question. right now, it's just things are different than when I started, when Rob started, and Jesse. I don't even know you started at the age of 8. So I guess wow, that's impressive. Yeah, I guess
He's right there with us.
It was different back in 2010. Like the formula, I don't think the formula hasn't changed that much as far as the responsibilities and duties as a team rider for a company. You get the media, get the podium, you host the event, you are a community leader, you get the photographs, the videographs, but not everyone can do all of those things, which is fine. Usually, like a team rider will just take one thing, like, hey, I make podiums. All right, great. Here's a board. Hey, I host events. Great. Here's some swag to give away. I'm a community leader. Great. Here's a discount for some products for your community. Stuff like that. And right now, I've just been focusing more on the community dolphin team up here in Hampton Roads, Virginia. Which, by the way, Rob and Jesse, I didn't know you guys are that close. If y'all want, you guys have a couch to crash on if you're interested.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
That would be a lit session.
I wish I could.
Yeah, it would.
We'll skate some garages down the street, dude. They're dope. The garages out here are pretty great.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jesse, I can say, even if you were here 10 years ago, the top prize money I ever won was $300. And only the James Kelly and people like him, Liam Morgan, were actually making a living, which was I think it was only like $30K. It was barely making it, but just like you, we just love this, and that's why we do it. And that was enough. But it's a shame that money is not there for you, because we would love to see you skating full time and see the things that you could do. So it's a bummer for sure, but we're definitely stoked to have you out there still being a plumber, fixing leaks and then doing 100-foot toe sides. So
it's fucking rad, dude. The downhill community.
Hell yeah.
So I think Jesse would be a perfect example of a person to go to, say, China or Thailand or the Philippines and just show a demo of what sliding is. Like, we here, the Virtual Slide Jam podcast, are really trying to get sliding back on the map. And one way to do that is to get sliding in the communities.
I say we send Jesse to Brazil.
Dude. Oh my God. That would be insane.
The king that lives there. The king himself. Sergio.
Go stay with Sergio?
You got to pay tribute to the king.
Yeah, I love Sergio Yuppie, but Skate Fury, whatever his name is on Instagram, is by far the world's best tech slider I've ever seen.
I think I know who you're talking about. He's that one tech slider who does a nose blunt and a regular blunt on the same slide, and then
not even scraping the surface.
And then he also does 1-footed 360 slides, but in a technique that nobody has thought of doing. But I understand how he did it.
Front 3 foot out of and then 3 shove out of the nose blunt, fuck. He's
pretty gnarly stuff, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna need to send me that guy's Instagram profile. I need to check this out. I never heard of him.
Same.
Oh, dude. People in Brazil are on a whole. It's a different world in the sliding world in Brazil, dude. They are doing some pretty gnarly stuff. Not to discredit you at all, Jesse. Which again, I think you could skate toe to toe with the Brazilian tech sliding community, hands down.
Thank you.
Not to mention, he's bringing tech sliding to downhill runs, and no one else is really doing that at all.
That's one thing I'd say I'm the most proud of. I'm not really that good of a tech slider. I have a couple. I haven't seen some
switch toes.
I wouldn't say they're.
Well, I wouldn't say you have a traditional tech sliding technique, but it is your style is more innovative and slightly unconventional, but in a very entertaining way.
Thank you.
You got the combos for the hard wheels for sure, but you're doing hard wheeling still you're running soft wheels, which is cool to watch.
He's basically utilizing the gear to its fullest potential on the roads that they're made for.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my biggest goal is to just really target every little facet and just say, what are they not doing? And then do exactly what nobody is doing. Because I don't know, I'm just obsessed with trying my hardest to be original. It's just really fun.
I mean, you saved raw runs, Jesse. Like, raw runs should be dead in the water, but with this kind of stuff, like, this is making raw runs entertaining.
Yeah. It looks like you're out of control, but then you hit like the fattest slides
Like
that are easy.
Right,
yeah. And then it's just constant entertainment too. You're always switching around. Really cool. Well, Kurt, we should get to the guest question. I feel like at this point in the show.
Oh yeah, we got a guest question for you, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
This is from none other than Daddy Dave, of course.
Oh boy, here we go.
My daddy.
Hey, what's up, boys? This is Daddy Dave. I got a question for Jesse Fabrizio, and it's a three-parter.
Oh, God.
1, do you have any tattoos? 2, where does Finnabone come from? Where's the name come from?
There it is.
And 3, why based? Anyways, enjoy that. Mull it over. I hope it gives you something to talk about, and I can't wait to hear the podcast. Much love. Stay based.
I need to meet Dave.
So glad we got that on air because he would have chewed us out if we didn't play that.
Oh yeah, but he did have some very good questions that I'm sure
he did.
Listeners would love to know.
Thank you, Daddy Dave. Love you.
Love you, Daddy Dave.
Can you tell you guys all those answers?
Please do.
No, man, we don't know anything.
So,
we need to know now. Tell us.
I'm sitting on a lawnmower right now, by the way. I have one tattoo. It is right. Can you see it? Boom.
Nice.
You got an
Thanks
actual face tattoo. That's some dedication right there.
I got it. I got it before we had said that was going to be the logo. He had sent in a group chat with me and Cactus before I put Evan on the team. And so he sent me a bunch of them, and he had made stickers already. He said Daniel, and Daniel had one on the back of his phone case, and I saw it as we were getting ready to do stick and pokes at his girlfriend's old place that she lived at, and it was like right down the street from me. We're just like, we're drinking a little, and we're pondering over tattoos we're gonna get, and Daniel's going up to get his, and he has a couple tattoos already. I've never had any, so. Yeah, this is my first and only one. And I was just like, just like thinking, and then I saw his phone on the counter and the base sticker that Dave had made on the counter. And Dave, like I said, he hadn't even approved it and said, this is the one, but we had already talked about it and said, I think this one looks the best. Like, Dave's just drawing bees. He's just drawing bees and like $ sign and like, money, whatnot. I don't know. Just like it seemed cool. It's 2 bees back to back, and it looks like a $ sign, kind of like maybe like Bitcoin or I don't know, something like that. It kind of looks like could be like a $ sign. It's like a whole mashup of a bunch of things, but and I'm sure it came to Dave in a dream or something too. But I had messaged him and he got back to me late, and then I had already gone through with it, and he's like, I don't know if you should do it, man. What if you end up fucking hating me in the future? And I was like, dude, I'm already getting it right now. Like there's nothing you could do. You took too long to answer. And he's like, fuck, dude, you never hate me. But nah, how could I ever hate Dave? I've already told him. I was like, dude, if based fails, then I'm not skating. And if I leave based, then Dave stops making boards and goes back to work. So it only happens if I'm here, and it only happens if Dave's here. And as long as I'm here,
That's beautiful.
Dave's going to keep on running base. So that is a really beautiful thing. So I guess the next question is, where did Finnabone come from? So it's like a really dumb, horny joke.
I thought it had something to do with that.
Finally gonna bone.
No, like it's just trying to bone.
Trying to bone.
In a bone.
Yeah, that just sounds like a Southern slang term.
Finna,
Hey man, you know I'm gonna go down to that. I'm going finna bone one of them girls.
I mean, finna is just like U.S. slang. It's just I don't know, something that came up around that year. People
Dude,
just finna.
I highly doubt anybody from the northern states talk like that.
You ever just like look into a girl's eyes real deep and say, "Finna bone"?
I'm finna bone. It's
Lord.
even a Southern thing. It's like a city talk, I guess. I don't know.
City talk, like maybe Atlanta, like if we're talking Atlanta or something.
In Connecticut, like we said finna when we were trying to do something.
Finna gonna bone?
No, I mean it could be applied to that, but it's I'm finna go to the bar. I'm finna go to the store.
Oh, so that's like a kind of a derivative of like I reckon. Like I reckon I'm going to the bar.
No, not reckon. No,
I'm trying to.
How is it different?
I keep thinking it's Southern. This is like something people say in New York City.
It's like I'm trying to. I'm finna fuck.
But you know what? You're from Connecticut, so I'm gonna trust your judgment. I'm gonna trust your call.
I'm finna bone.
I'm trying to.
Finna bone. I swear, it just sounds like a Southern slang term. I don't know why. It just finna bone. You know.
Yeah, when you say it like that, finna bone, it sounds like a sick ass board or something. Like, oh yeah,
it's more like he's saying it's like getting turned up.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's like feeling the natural selection hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like I know that this road is sexy as fuck. I'm finna bone. This board is hella like it's making me feel some type of way. I don't.
Okay, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah. So.
Speaking of board, we'd love to hear about your new board and the process because I know it's a long process.
Yeah, I want to hear about it too.
Yeah, and now it's out now. Pretty recently too.
But first, part 3. Why based?
Why based? I kind of covered that like a second ago, just a little bit. Like, you know, if I'm here, Dave here kind of thing. But also like if you're asking why based is in like the meaning of the name or like why I'm a part of it. I guess it's like a 2-in-1. It's like based means to be authentic and original. And I love to embody that as much as I can. And so does Dave. And being authentic and original and to be organic and artistically tasteful is all we've ever wanted to be. And I think it creates beautiful individuals who strive for their truest self, which is your best self. Hopefully, if you have flaws, work on them. Of course, I know I have mine. But you know, to be your authentic self is a beautiful thing, and if the people around you accept you for who you are, that is awesome because you're based. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So I know Grand Skateboards, Jared helped make your board, and you and Daddy Dave came up with the idea and the concept and the art. Yeah, tell us about how you kind of came up with the shape and what you're kind of going for, and maybe like. Yeah,
so we had 10 boards made that took like I don't know 2 to 4 months. I forget the time. It's been so long now. It was just 10 Finnabone double kicks. We ended up getting more than that, like 12. Because we had a couple blams, and then I also bought 3 prototypes that were all around kind of the construction we wanted. One was the construction I wanted. 2 were a little strange. They also had the concave a little messed up. But yeah, that was kind of the process overall into buying them. And then our next step was figuring out how to rework the concave. So we moved the wheel flares about an inch or like a half inch in towards the center of the board. Not like towards the center, like more like towards the center, you know, if this is the center of the board, boom. Wheelbase same, length same, width same. It's just that we have 8 plies of maple and then 2 plies of fiberglass on the inside of the top and bottom layers.
Sounds pretty solid.
Yeah, it is super, super strong.
It's gotta be. I mean, you've seen this. I mean, he's light as a feather, but I know you do like skate flip tricks on this board,
A little heavy.
and it's a little heavy.
Not that much. Like compared to, say, if you have a Clark board, it's like the same size as the Clark board. Like maybe a little smaller. But like even if it's a little shorter, it's still the same weight. Which is like, I don't know, a couple, maybe 2-inch difference, if that.
Isn't the Clark board like a traditional skateboard layup, like 7 ply?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just longer.
Yeah.
Right.
A little longer. Mine's like 38. His is like 40 or something like that. And his is still like a 21-ish inch wheelbase.
So yours is more like a free ride downhill board, whereas his is more like a, everything but downhill board.
No, you can bottom hills with that, baby.
It's just a little more soft, but they're going to come out with another one. But that's aside the point. They're going to come out with one.
This is about your board.
Yeah, just to give like a comparison, because I know like a lot of people definitely have this board or like understand what it looks like. And mine isn't really out there at all. So, yeah, but basically, yeah, it's, I don't know, good board. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know where I'm going with that.
It looked
Where
like
can
it had
you,
like the concave of it looked like it was very like maybe like lock your feet in.
Yeah, just a little bit of radial and micro drops that start after the mounting. So it's kind of like rocker. It starts after the mounting. So it's like kind of like micro. It's like micro rocker. It's like this weird in the middle that hasn't done that much.
That's cushiony.
And does that help with like the slide initiation and like the 360s?
On the money, baby. Oh my God. You could lock your feet right across the wheel flares. And we didn't really use the wheel flares as a way to give you more clearance. It's more like purpose for locking your feet in. A lot of like, you can line it up so your truck, like Jared has this simulator that shows where the truck kind of falls into the wheel well and how the wheel flare should be shaped. And we initially had the wheel flares way far up for that functionality, but moved it a little farther back, and it's even better now. And it's not in your way. Like say, I know a lot of people don't like the way a yo face feels because it's like kind of on your feet weird, but this isn't like that. And you could also use it for flip tricks. Because
which name is better, Finnabone or Bustin' Yo Face?
Shoot, Bustin' Yo Face is goated. That's hilarious. Like Jeff, final gift to Bustin' making that board for them.
So where can people pick up one of these Finnabones?
You can't. They're all sold out.
Oh, snap.
I want one of those.
Fucking many, but I'm putting all my money into it, and it's expensive. It costs like a couple $1,000s for me to just make
to make your own pro model.
But I love it. If I split even,
dude, that's
do you
awesome.
Have any do you have any videos coming out to promote the board, or were you just going to sell them until they're gone and kind of just?
It sells itself. The people who want it.
Right.
And I could make it bigger. So we are putting on a small team of some guys that are going to be like more contract based, as opposed to what me, Kevin, and Evan are on. Our kind of our own flow of Evan runs events, helps with videos. Kevin is the face, the name, the guy. Everybody knows him. He's a hilarious, zany, wild character who represents the South and is, the mascot of Team Milk, which we also kind of push out there a lot,
Milk it.
The milk it, whatever, all that funny stuff. Yeah, and so yeah, we're gonna have like those people on contract are gonna help push that a little more, as well as I have this whole time myself. really just word of mouth will do enough. You don't need to pay for marketing. You give a couple guys a board and you give them some clothes, and you give them some support social media wise and for their events. They'll do a lot for you just out of the love of their hearts, because they're good people. And I wish I could pay them, but at least I'm saving them money from buying a board. And if that's not enough, then I totally understand it. Just because I work a job just like they work a job. I'm doing as much as I can to be as can.
So you basically come full circle. You're like owner of a brand, and you're sponsoring riders. Like, you have the say in what goes into your riders' pockets, and in terms of boards or money and how you support them. And you're also doing it yourself. Like, you're riding, you're ripping, you're filming. How does that feel? Be kind of like in those shoes? Like, do you feel like you're kind of at like the precipice of where you want to be in your career?
Yeah. I don't really know where I want to be or what like big direction I want to take, just because this is, I really can't say anything. I'm like shooting for the stars, but like, I never want to let myself down. I'm always open to change, and I don't want to set unrealistic expectations for myself. And I know that's really confusing for a lot of people, but for me, I've kind of always been that kind of go with the flow, but work hard, just because you can, and it's fun for me. And that's just the way I work.
What are you most focused on? Your riding, filling the boards, growing community?
None of it in specific.
Okay.
I put very minimal time into all of them. And I love those things, but I probably evenly distribute all of my time into like just a little bit into community, a little bit into boards, a little bit into my writing, and then like a lot into me. And
yeah, sounds like a good way to not get burnt out. I like that. That's good.
Yeah. And that's why
don't skate for anybody but you.
Some people's eyes, like, I'm not going to become a sellout that way, and in some people's eyes, I'm not going to end up hating what I love to do. And so if you feel like these things, just so you know, it's real. I'm doing it. You can do it too. Don't steal my customers.
You can't be milk. You cannot be milk.
2 years, Jesse. 2 years.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I don't know, because that's just a big thing that makes me upset, is seeing people being so self-limiting, because I'm doing it. And I've always wondered why people say it's so hard, and why people say you can't chase your dreams, or why they're so thrown off by how little money this makes you. It's always been that way. It's never changed. Like, it's never lasted that long, especially not for a longboarder or for anybody who's ever owned a skate shop. Like, most skate shops that there are nowadays have not been around for more than 20 years or 10 years, or, we see them come and go all the time. A lot of
sad but true.
Come and go all the time. Like, even big ones that we know are struggling. Ones that are like almost $3 million companies are struggling. And, I don't know.
Imagine running an indoor skate park.
Yeah, rad.
And how the hell do you keep that shit afloat?
Last year, we took their half pipe. That's a low score for us, but sadly for them, they couldn't survive. Also, they didn't try that hard. If you really wanted to keep your business afloat, you'd run like weekly events.
Yeah, lessons.
Yeah,
I think it might be a good time for hot takes, and then wrap this thing up.
Yeah, well,
with a nice bow.
Right before we get into that, I do want to touch on Jesse's involvement with Earthling and Lanyard. So,
Sure.
Back in the day,
Please proceed.
you're like one team only. Like you don't ride for any other board team. You're just one team, one brand, no side hustle. But Dylan Hepworth enters the story. He's riding an Evo, but he has his own company as a skateboarding company. So he kind of like paved the way for like, you don't necessarily have to be affiliated with one brand, especially in today's era. So navigate us through like the process of being like owning your own brand, riding for base, but also being an affiliate for Earthwing and Lanyards. How does that work?
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if I have too many analogies of a guy that I can relate with, other than Dylan. That's skateboarding. Besides that, I guess it works like kind of any sponsorship. You have wheels, boards, trucks, whatever. You know, I guess. I don't know. There's a ton of different ways I can answer this, but I just think if they're open to supporting me, knowing that, then that's totally fine. I don't need a contract or a company. If I'll give them some content, these are people who have more than enough supplies just to support me and just get a little bit of content out of it, and they don't need my full devotion. So that is just how that ended up working out, and I'm blessed for that. And I'm very appreciative towards Layouts and Earthwing. Dave for starting up Earthwing. That is awesome. I'm so glad he's doing that. And Alex Hannigan is a good friend of mine, and that's why he chooses to support me being the team manager. And mainly because I was a part of Beyond the Board, and I that's kind of like a great service to do for the U.S. skateboarding scene. Is to be a part of Beyond the Board. What Brandon Desjardins does for the community is really big, and he kind of like the type of stop at nothing to just support anything and anyone. So he gets a lot of support from different companies. He gets boards from tons of different companies, and I followed suit with that just like Brandon does. And I want to also be able to collect boards from tons of different companies and run my own / be sponsored by it. Just, and honestly, in my eyes, that's the best thing you could possibly do, is to own a company, have your own board that's exactly what you want, and then just try different stuff. I never wanted to be tied down by just one company in the grand scheme of things, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I think you're kind of like leading the charge on that, like being able to do whatever the fuck you want and take the best of those situations and making them like opportunities for growth in whatever you want. Like there's no need to be a one-trick pony for whatever brand. If you have the skill like you do, you can ride whatever you want. And if people see that and find value in it, then, they might pick up a board from Lanyards or Earthwing or Based. Just depends on what you're doing and what you're riding. Like you'll get people stoked. And that's the best thing, is just getting people on a board.
Thank you. And just to touch on this one last thing about this topic is, I want to give credit to you, Rob, because, after I stopped riding for Faceplant, was kind of like starting that realization for me.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I noticed, I have the opportunity to just, to be in different ways than contract.
I'm definitely bummed that didn't work out better. I was definitely on my way out. You're on your way in, but I'm really glad that Dave, I'm not going to take any. Dave is the one who found you and brought you your videos to me. And I was like, oh my God, this kid's so good. Like, yes, of course. But, it was like, I
remember that
obvious. Like I was like, this dude could actually sell boards. Like he's riding so good. Like, I think he could actually, people are going to want what he's riding, and people do. It's been really cool to see what Daddy Dave and you have done with base boards. Everyone is wearing your shirts everywhere I look on social media at the events. It's really cool to see. So I definitely give you guys huge props for that. It's really awesome. I'm just glad to have you in our sport. And then I got a little taste of having you on the team.
Seems like a lot of green talent comes from faceplant board riders, eh?
We got a good eye for talent, I like to think.
That's damn true.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen this video, but you should go watch this Hot Lap Summer video by Faceplant. It is absolutely insane. Everyone rides like top tier.
Jesse's got the ender part, which we're watching right now, which is just insane.
Yeah.
So
So
Jesse,
much switch riding.
tell me about Switch Jitterbug.
Oh gosh.
That sounds very violent.
I wish I could release it on S1, but we're working on that. I've just been meaning to message that. The guy who runs S1, I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, I filmed my first descent regular and then my second descent ever switch, and it was so violent. It had my heart racing for like several hours later, and it gave me chest pains for the rest of the week. I felt so much adrenaline. Like, it was no joke. I was in pain in my heart. It literally was so fatiguing. Like I couldn't stand. My legs shook, and I collapsed to the ground mid-run. It was so scary how hard I was forcing myself to just do everything I wanted my body to do, and just yet could not withstand it. It was intense. It was.
Did
intense.
you make it down clean?
No.
So it's still a Switch Jitterbug run has not been done clean.
I could. I mean, shit. When it's clean, I could probably try it again. But the moss is.
Hey,
So it's not.
you heard it here. Let's see it.
If I go on a day the moss is dry and the trees are cleared off the road, because there's probably plenty that have fallen. Nowadays, I probably could do it. And I could definitely do it really slow and take it super chill and not even touch a puck around. But that's not that fun.
So what's keeping you guys from going up and like scraping the moss off the road?
Oh, dude. Days of scraping.
Do people live up there?
No, it's not happening.
Nothing. You just have to work.
It's too steep. They would have to blast the mountain for it to be flat anywhere. Like it's
like a water pressure jet or something and spray it off.
Yeah, you could. You could if you got gallons and gallons of water and like.
Facts.
I mean,
a little bit harder than like cleaning out a pool, but
I don't
worth it for the clip.
Honestly, I just kill the moss. I would probably just do that.
Yeah. That's a good idea, honestly.
Off last time, but they did. For Scoop Mano's run, it was cleaned. For Cole Trotta's run, it was dirty. And they were like at different times.
Ooh. Okay, let's get into the hot take section right now. Starting with that
Hell yeah.
Jitterbug run. Scoop Mano or Cole Trotta?
Ooh.
End up the times, and Cole got it faster. So yeah, Cole's got it by almost a minute, which is pretty hard to believe. But you guys can go look at it for yourselves. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure Cole somehow blew Scoot out the water by like a minute.
He did,
didn't he?
Yeah, because he had snakes on, not fanny wheels. So I think this
that film looks better. I swear, on there a minute faster doing the same thing.
All right, puck risers or no puck risers?
Puck risers for racing, no puck risers for free ride, but super glue them on.
All right. Free ride or downhill?
Free ride all day.
Woo.
Role model.
Byron Ezert.
Hell yeah.
Hey, good choice.
Worst injury.
I don't know. Cranking my ankle a bunch. I cranked it like the last week. I've never broken anything, so I don't know.
Damn, really? What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Current projects to look out for.
What?
Current projects to look out for.
Current projects to look out for. I'm trying to make a video with Turner Williams, Boarding Media, but it's taken us really long, so I don't know. Hopefully it'll be out for New Year's. But yeah, that's it.
Where do you want to see longboarding and specifically slide jams go in the future?
I want them to be big, and I want them to be bigger than racing, and I want racing to just disappear. Big beating
Shots fired.
your cock measuring contests. Get that shit out of here. I want everybody.
Yes.
Favorite skate trip food?
Favorite skate trip food, freaking. I don't know, Reese's Pieces.
Nice.
Peanut butter. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
And wait. I'm a little more healthy than that. Put some carrots.
What?
Carrots.
Carrots and Reese's. Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. Listening to music or not when you're skating?
Sometimes I go through phases, but most of the time not. You got to be able to hear the people around you in cars.
Longboarding or downhill skateboarding?
Oh, downhill skateboarding. Sounds way cooler.
Alpine skateboarding. Yes or no?
No.
No, the Alpine skateboarding? Okay.
Skateboarding. Are you
Alpine.
through the trees on dirt? Is it?
That makes more sense to people who ski for sure, though.
Oh, yeah.
All right, bearing spacers or no?
Yeah. Definitely.
Who would your ideal sponsor be? Not a longboard brand.
Your ideal sponsor? Something that got like crazy reach, like Rockstar, Red Bull, or Patagonia.
Right answers.
Yerba Mate, Rockstar, yeah.
Yerba Mate every day.
Yerba Mate, pretty good, yeah.
It is sponsor season, Jesse.
It is.
Anything's possible.
Get on that Yerba Mate team. I guarantee you can get on there.
Brandon,
send me a box.
They sponsored Beyond the Board, and they know about me somewhat.
Best place to skate?
Actually, look high a little bit in, but best place to skate? I don't know.
That you're willing to disclose.
Or if I were to skate somewhere better that I haven't been, freaking, I'm going to go to Colombia.
Whoa, do it. Go skate Latitas. No hands.
Medellin.
Toe side or heel side?
Toe side all day.
Ramps or rails?
Which one?
Ramps or rails?
Ramps.
Kookiest trend happening now?
People only filming themselves and not edits of the boys, which I do not help the problem. But I
drop your homie edits.
All the edits of people skating together on Based I made, so I do make homie edits.
Everybody get a 360 cam.
Yeah, and make the camera focus on other people.
Favorite skate shoe?
Look, guys, Teleford's. They're the best on the planet. Buy them.
All right, one person to skate all day with? Anybody?
Clark Patrick.
Hell yeah.
Hey, good choice.
That's a good choice.
It's my baby.
Cool. Well, that's the interview. That's the episode. So
hell yeah.
Thanks for joining us, man.
That's a podcast.
Listening to 17 minutes of me, you just wasted away your life. Thank you.
Dude, I appreciate you coming on after this whole thing. And, like all the shit you've just gone through, I can't imagine how hard it is. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for talking skating. Thanks for sliding through, man.
Yeah, Jesse, it was really a pleasure. I honestly feel like we could talk for another hour and a half. It's apparent. It's totally clear to me, like, you really care about like our community and everything that you do. So thank you.
Thank you. And you do too, Rob. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Go to a slide jam.
Go to slide jams. They're some of the best I've ever been to.
Slide jams are the way, man. Like, nowhere else can you just stand on the side of the road and see people threading and be stoked.
Or try it yourself, even if it's the first time. That's cool. That, especially at Rob's, the gym that I went to, was like so simple. It's such a tiny road. I saw people that could barely even turn left and right, and down the whole road without even needing to ride. That's even cooler, and it's so welcoming, and it gets people to the sport. And like WDSC is cool, but I can't go there.
No, it's invite only.
Exactly. Yeah. How is that getting people into it?
One last question. Do you think that big races are the key to people attending slide jams, thus growing the community?
The viewership that they get from it can turn people onto it, but it cannot make people go to it if it is not accessible to them, and not in abundance either. 3 events is not the same equivalent to like 10 events that are all local and are all wheels welcome and have an accepting community that is not invite only. So big events are cool, and a lot of people are going to see them, but if I can't go to them, then it's not really that cool. The idea of it's cool. That's why nobody starts doing it because of something like WDSC, because the idea of it is cool, not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I would love to do it. I'd love to be a part of that. But at the same time, the accessibility is just not there. It's not going to make little Jimmy or little Susie stand on a skateboard and go 70 miles per hour when you could come to my event in Asheville or Will's event in Asheville, and you can have a bunch of really welcoming people be really patient with you and show you how to do it. That's way cooler.
It's a good philosophy.
Facts. Yeah, if you want to go to a big race like WSC, maybe throw a race in your own town. And then if you guys want to do a slide jam, because sliding is fun, throw one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Slide jams dying killed longboarding. And that is not a hot take. That is just facts.
All right, challenge mode.
Weird.
Go through a slide jam, Jesse.
Downhill started to go out of business.
I want to see a slide jam from Jesse.
I will.
Me too. I would go. I'd make that trip.
I'll go too.
There's a ramp jam at my house happening on the 19th, October 19th. So please come. There will be food and drinks and Halloween stuff, and then there's going to be a costume contest. And I have 3 sponsors based Powell and Lanyards. October 19th. Yeah, please come. Half pipe jam.
Send us that flyer and we'll post it on Instagram.
Like the second post on my Instagram, and we'll send it to you. Thank you.
Cool. Well, thanks, Jesse. This was rad.
Yee. Cheers.
Couldn't ask for a better opportunity to talk and shoot the shit on a Tuesday. Thanks everybody for joining.
Cheers, mates.
Can't wait to the next one.
For sure. Thank you.
Cheers.
You just know what's going down. Tomorrow we got the slide jam. You know we pretty fun. You know we just got all these people here with us, and I just love it when you guys are around and you're all hearing us. And like I